All right, guys, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just delete some of these zones here that we had. Clean up the chart a little bit. All right. So fairly good day today, honestly. I think it played out for the most part as we wanted it. Early in the morning, does anyone recall me mention you go to the previous week high? You guys remember that? There's a high chance we're gonna do that. We dipped, then we regained the balance, right, of the day, which was here. Right, and then we regained the PD value area high of the previous day. And that's usually, as you guys know, once you dip inside of it, that's bad. Here you came, you set up a little trap, and you went to the 3750, and then from there you kind of popped back into it, and you know we went and we closed above it as well. So which was interesting here for the day that we closed above it.
Can't hear anything.
Sorry, you can't hear anything.
Pretty good. I hear you pretty good.
Fine for me.
Yeah, I hear it just
Oh
fine.
yeah, I had to turn down my mic.
No, you're fine, Shorty.
All right. So you're inside the balance, right, for the day, which is good. And from the profile shape, this is still just kind of like a D-shaped profile after a P-shaped volume profile. Usually when this happens, and this happened a few times on the previous weeks, if you guys take a look, you have a P, then you get a B, then immediately, shortly after that, you get a lowercase b as in boy. And that usually signifies that there's the end of that little short cover rally here. And we know, for a fact, we know that there are certain levels here that matter. So if I remove all of this and I just go on the weekly, right? So we're coming up on some pretty good levels right here. So if you guys look here, we're coming up right here at 38.24. That's where you're kind of rejected there. And now you're seeing, like right there, you're able to see that there's some resistance being built. And this is basically your imbalance candles right here. This is your imbalance candle here. We broke that tiny little candle here, but there's, you know, there's something worth looking at in here in terms of volume profile. So if you guys look, you know, we are inside the value area. So if they really, really want to run it, once they're able to clear this little shelf here, you know, 38.34 is cleared. On a bigger picture, meaning like on a larger scale picture in terms of the bullish run that they might have, this is the target where they can go, guys. So there's no reason for you guys to be biased. You should care less which way we go, right? We go up or down, but this right here, once you're able to clear this, you know, called FVG here or whatever, the whole thing here is FVG. Not that it matters for me, but this is what I'm concerned about. If we can go through this zone right here, get over this zone, pop, hold, there's a high chance that we go to 39.50, guys, 39.60s area. So that's kind of on the larger picture, right? And then you kind of skim it down on the daily here. So we grab the profile from here to here. You could also move this down, right? Take a look at it from this side. And here's the next one here. And you guys, I think all of you should have this on your chart by now. Everybody has it already? This level? Most of you should. Okay. So around this level is where we can expect a nice rejection. Is this the first time for us revisiting this level since we left?
Yes.
Yeah, this is our revisit, guys. This is your shorting. This is your key point right here. This is your short. And you know, the bears, they might let go, let them have this rally here. And then once they arrive here, they're going to be like, okay, well, thank you guys for bringing it up to us. We got it from here. And then they just offload what they need to offload. This will be really, really important here. Bigger picture, this is a sell-off POC here. Okay, so this is what we are looking for. And then if you guys look here from the high volume nodes, we're still kind of inside of it. We haven't obviously closed above it. You know, the VIX, the liquidities here. We are able to pop over this level, 38.20, go above it, close it. Then you really get a nice chance, you know, push the 38.50 and then to 3,900. That would be the key level. Then another bigger picture item, just to bring this one back, is right here. So you break this, 3,900, 3,960 becomes your next target, next huge, huge supply right here. So these are the key levels right here of supply and demand. Right here. And remember what we said about FVG, right? So this is your imbalanced candle in between those two. You have this. Well, I mean, here, if you look at it, there's no volume here. This is really, really thin volume. That all of it together makes a shelf, but this volume here is pretty thin, especially in this area that I kind of care about right here. And that's where this FVG is right here, if you guys look, right? So if they break this, then you know this could be the level that they're after as well, which would be the gap protection as we call it, kind of starting right there. But if you guys think about, you know, in terms of supply and demand and which one matters, right? So if the supply triggered to create new lows, that supply is much stronger than any other supply. Does that make sense?
You say that one more time, Shorty?
Yeah. So if a supply triggered price action to create new lows, right? If it breaks the new lows, like for instance, you know, this was a low here. If you can call it this, I'll call it this right here. So if this was the low at that time, right? So if you go here, this was the low here, right? So if this supply right here was able to break this low, this supply is fairly strong. If you ever come back to it, there's going to be some heavy sellers, right? Then you look at this supply here. So then you have, you know, you had, you know, still a higher low, then you made a lower low, right? So this is your, I mean to do that. This is your lower low here, right? And what do you see that happens at the lower low right here? In terms of volume profile, what happened here? They accumulated a lot of volume. And that's why the POC is there. So when you guys think about the volume accumulation setup, so people that were here, it took a lot of volume to create a new low, right? So now if you bring up the price, right, and people would call this what? If I break this, what happens? What's it called?
Break a structure.
It's a break of structure, right? So that means there's a little bit of a change in how we're behaving in the stock market. Because right now, you know, we have a higher low, we don't have a higher high, and once you have a higher low and a higher high, especially, you know, if you have consecutive ones, that you turn into a bullish trend. But as of right now, you're still very bearish. You haven't made a higher high. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep.
Okay. Then you have variations of this. If I want to look at this towards the end right here, I can do that as well. I can see from the sell-off, or if I don't want to see the sell-off because this disturbs the candles and the volume, can I not just simply do this and just look at how the price is moving? I'm just looking at consolidation right now, right? So right now people are freaking out, you know, this is going much higher, this is going here, going there. I mean, sure, it can go anywhere you want it to go. But it's just the price action that you're paying attention to, right? So if I remove all of this, it's simple. So for me, you have structure high, which was right here. Then you have structure low here. And what do we say? How do they set up traps for people? You guys don't think they can just break this tomorrow right here? And do this? Now watch this. If I do these levels, look at the POC that comes up here between these. So once you broke this value area low, 38.61 and at 38.85. Oh, does anyone ring a bell? The 38.85 level anywhere? Did you guys follow along? Is it the same level
Sell
here?
off POC.
Yeah, it's the sell-off POC.
Isn't it the 2012 developing value area?
Let me go back to make sure you guys follow what I did. I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days I took into volume profile here. Out of those 14 days, if I remove this and I just grab 4 days, the volume profile is still the same. Is it not?
Yeah, it's basically the same.
Yep.
Same thing. So what this is telling you, this is your concentration of sellers here. So what they might do, because there's, we call them the retailers, they see this level, right? Everybody here sees this. I would say they see this level right here. Go on Twitter and look up any concept you like. This is the 2 lines you're going to see everywhere. Every single chart is going to have these 2 lines right here. It's actually, and you're going to have a trap level right above it. And that level is going to be the POC of these. And this is going to be their trap. All of those bullish guys, once this breaks, let's say 38, 33 is the level they're after. You know, they might get, you know, let's say 38.50, the psych number that they're after. If that breaks, man, we're going all in. We're going to 4,000, right? 3,900, 4,000. Well, then they get with this guy here that probably I would bet, because this was just a new low being made, that he has not offloaded everything he needed to offload from here. And the best way for me to test it is how? Anyone? How do I test my knowledge?
Can you
All
repeat
my-
what you pressed?
How do I test my knowledge?
Retest.
Well, this will be the retest. This is the first retest here. We dropped, we never came back close. This is my first retest. It doesn't have to be the first one, but this is my first retest. Some of you guys, and I'm gonna go psychological a little bit. Some of you guys think that there's a special level that somebody has or is more accurate than what maybe I'm teaching you or maybe what you know already. If you don't start believing in yourself and in your levels and you take trades on the levels you see and you believe, you will never be successful in this game ever. Like there's no way. But I'm just being honest with you guys. If you chart something, he might not be on, but Dirty Max, he had the issue of not trusting his levels. And the guy would send me the charts, levels, and I'm like, dude, these are spot on, like really good job. Until I kind of increased his confidence, that's when he started really taking trades and making money, like $300-400, $500 a day. You have to trust your levels.
That was the same
If
with
this
me
is
too.
my, yeah, I remember when we had the conversation.
Yeah.
Right. And if you need help increasing your confidence, whether it's me or somebody else, but the more you go look around elsewhere to see if the level is good, because you know what happened to me? I showed you the ES and MES value area high and not. I just stopped charting MES and just trading off of ES. I don't need the confusion of even a chart telling me a different level, yet alone a person of freaking telling me, man, this is gonna be the, you know, this is gonna be a new level. This is where it's short, this and that. I've seen people hate that 3810 is level is important, and then just literally flies through it and it rejects off my level. And I'm like, okay, yeah, good job on your level, but mine worked. And I'm not saying other people's strategies don't work. If they do work, sure. But the only way you learn if it works is if you take trades with them. I mean, you guys know that. Hate bringing this up, but when I use fibs, I use a handful of fibs right here. You know, this is different that I was teaching you guys. But if I use regular fibs, the ratios, right, it's 4 of them. If you have 40 of them and you say they hit, you lose confidence. But when you have, like when you're looking bigger scale stuff like we are here, guys, this is a good level for shorting. 38, 86, 39 is good. The only way they can kind of hop over this, right? If they do hop over it, then we know we'll get out of the way and you're headed probably here, 4170, 4150. That's where you're going to go. And that's pretty much the next volume node that you have there. You know, right here, that's your volume node. Then we'll be out. We'll respect it. If you break this and close above it, let's say we're swinging here because this is a swinging setup, not a day setup. If we get there, we'll take some swings, add. And if you break that and you're able to close above it on the daily, well, then we're out. Right? But it needs to be accepted, right? So hopefully you guys, you know, especially some of the homeworks that you guys have sent, you guys have good setups. You have the good charts. You're finding the ideas. Some of you guys struggle with the acceptance and rejection still, and we'll do a class on Sunday on that. Some of you guys are in a rush to trade, to take a trade, and that's what kills your account. How many of you guys took a trade and it worked shortly after your stop loss, like slightly stop loss hit you? How many of you guys did that today?
Yeah.
Probably a lot, right? And I'll say it again, start trusting yourself, look at the levels, ask me to look at your chart. I can help you with the confidence, not fake confidence. I'll help you with the real confidence. When you guys send me charts, many of you guys did not told you had a wrong chart. You did this wrong. I'll rather tell you than lie to you. So if you did it wrong, you did it wrong. If you did it right, I'll praise you and you keep moving and you start trusting your trades. Okay, enough on the psychological. But this level here is fairly important, right? So if they're able to kind of hop over that, I think it was the volume node that we had was like 3830-ish. Once we're able to get over that, there's a high chance that we're going to go higher here. And this would be the level that we're looking at. 3890, and the zone goes all the way to 3905. And it starts at 3875. And that's just the volume. That's basically around this POC.
Weekly mid's right at
And it can,
3,900.
yeah. Weekly mid is?
Yeah. It lines up with your
That's
box,
big.
top of your box.
Top?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
top
big.
of that red
That's a
box you
big
have
level.
there lines up 3,900.
That's a big level though.
Yeah, that's
Huge
why I
level.
mentioned it. Just...
Yeah. So that's good. And then, this is 3967. So this is something to kind of pay attention to, right? If they start going crazy, the news start popping, and they're going to start producing some really good news now. Anyone notice something that's suspicious?
Kind of like what you were saying before, like the candle anomalies, like the small bodies
The
with
volume.
Yeah, the volume is not right. The volume is not the best volume here, right?
Yeah, the
I'm not
volume
saying
is
they can't
crazy.
run it
Good
from
for
here. But here, if you guys look at the volume, your volume is kind of going down as you're going up.
like you were saying today, we were running on fumes. And
And the biggest reason, of course, say it again.
So many catalysts this week.
And they can go either way, right? It's almost like flipping a coin because, you have Apple, you have Microsoft, you have, I think I posted Google, Visa's report. I mean, you have so many, and they can literally just lift one up and we're running, right? Just keep in mind this whole sell-off here, right? Sell-off from 4,300. We are inside the value area here. Keep that in mind as you're trading tomorrow. What would you guys expect that we do here?
We need to accept if we want to continue higher, correct?
Yep. So how do you expect? How did they accept this in volume profile world?
Retest.
Yeah, we need to close above it, guys. We need to close above this level tomorrow. Everyone's stuck on the 3,800. It has nothing to do with 3,800. Has everything to do with this level here. They have to close.
3,800 is 3,800 is like a psychological level, right?
Yeah, that's just a retail level. I
It
could care less
is
for
an
it.
even number. Yeah.
And there's
But
even when I look at it here, there's not a perfect 3,800, but this is a really, really critical level for us. And you see here, we had a bounce before off of that when we were going down. We stopped for a moment, went up. So now we're gonna try to fight that. So tomorrow or tonight, this is a really important level from really big level perspective. And then you guys do that, and I know I'm going repetitive, but some of you guys need it based on the charts I saw. I'll look at the monthlies, right? I'll look at the quickly monthlies that you do on 4 hours. These levels here, you can mark them if you want to keep them black. If you don't want them, I don't want them, you can kind of wipe them off. Right here, you can do that. Let me just,
is that 3,875 you got up?
which one?
I have on ES, I have 3,875.
38, we have 85.
80.
Yeah, well, yours might be more accurate actually. Because I was not on the 4 hours when I was charting this. I am now. So about 38.75, correct?
Yeah, okay, good.
But this can go all the way, 3,900 is not out of picture. So this shelf could go as high as here, as low as here. So,
Sure.
okay, so I'll just wipe these off. Keep that one for a moment. Turn this guy on. Look at the monthlies, see what they say. Never mind, I will wipe this guy off. So there goes the 3930 level, which is our September POC. You guys should definitely have this level on your charts. Anything specific about this POC here?
It's a version POC.
Oh, thank you. Look at Rumi getting it. This is a virgin POC, right? So this is a fairly important one. And you guys see between this POC and the shelf that we're looking about to short, not a lot of difference, right? So if they're able to break this level, they're going to go to 39.30, and that's I would bet my money we reject on the dot on this level. So there's a high probability if we break these, this is a huge level here. This is a monthly VPOC, and right now there's something else that's happening. Hopefully you guys were able to catch that. You guys recall the 38.29 level?
We got a skinny belly above that.
Yep. So a September value area low, right? So this is a pretty big level, guys. And I mean, even when you think about it, price action wise, I'm pretty sure it was well respected a couple of times when we traded it, right? It got respected here, it got rejected here, and you guys see these small hits here. We almost had a close retest on this one, and now we're inside of it. So if you're inside of the monthly, the rule says 80% rule is you went below it. If you're able to regain this, well, I mean, even though this is explored area, there's a chance that you could at least push to the POC, which would be right here, 39.28. You break that on a retest, you're going to 41.52. They're not going to go from 3,800 to 41.50 without retracements, guys. So if you miss a trade, it's okay. You missed a trade. You just move on. There's plenty of trades. Just on this chart alone, there's a handful of trades you can take. This one here, that for the developing POC, this is I'm sorry, monthly POC here. This is fairly important as well, because look what time, where we are. We only have like 5 more trading days. And this concludes, in order for us to shift this value area high, what needs to happen? How do you open up the ranges?
It would have to go way higher and have a
We
lot
have
of
to go freaking super high, and they have to have some serious volume in that area.
yeah, either super high or super low, and there would have to be a lot of volume traded in either place.
Correct. That is the correct answer. And so my chance of these levels moving higher than 5% off the level right now is pretty low. So it's not a bad idea to mark these levels as current levels, current monthly POC, or whatever that is. In this case, value area high, not G. And here is our POC. And if we don't come back to this, what does this become?
Virgin
Virgin.
POC.
It'll become virgin. If we just take off right now, this becomes a beauty here at 3690. So 3700, we will have a nice demand zone here. And for anyone that missed it, this would be a really good bounce. And now you see, if we pull back tomorrow, 3729, what should you guys do?
Go long.
Guys, this is
Yeah.
this has been
A
paying my
retest
bills
of
for
the
a very long time. This right here is a really,
Of your
really
value
good
area
setup.
To stay inside for your 80%.
They're gonna fight for this. They're gonna fight for the trend line and the slope. This is a really, really good setup for a long. If they give us this, this is market makers giving smart money, everybody free money. Right here. So let's hope they do. Okay, so that's from the longer perspective. You have the September, and then typically what we do, I think it's right here, 7 days. I'll look at on 65 minutes. Kind of just look at 65 minutes, right, areas, and then you'll see if they respect it or not. So let's take a look at this one right here. Did you guys say this one hit? I struggle. I
Yeah.
should have to be like a magnet on these things. What is this? Is this October 10th, or how far does it go? 12th. Okay, so now what I typically do is this. I see how well this POC played a role in terms of price action, right? I take a look at this and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what you did. And I'll just copy the same thing from here. Remember to change that. Okay, so now if I take a look at this, I can see, right? We dipped below it, we came back, kind of retest here, came very close to here. And then we proceeded. So you kind of accepted the area and you went to the higher values of the current of the previous 7-day balance right here. We did an actually really good job here. So if you guys take a look at it, this is what you want to see. And that's why we kind of trade the retest more so than anything. Look at this area here. Went, dipped, came back, right? And when you guys mark these levels, don't ever rely on a single line. Just don't be shy to grab like candles around it or the wicks around it to make it a zone. Don't trade off of a single line, off of a single level. There's no such thing as a single level. Okay. So now this becomes your, the value area low of what's this now, October 12th all the way to 23rd. So now we have that, right? So that's also what for tomorrow. Anyone?
What
Bounce
kind
zone.
of
Okay, so what would you guys consider to be the A plus setup here? A bounce here or a bounce here?
37.28 or 37.30ish would be better. But then
Okay.
if you go under that value area high and then you bounce and you hit it again, then that you would go short from there, from the October 12th
That's correct. So think about
value
your
area high.
answer on the first question. Which one is better for a bounce? Which one will
The
yield
September
higher
value area
probability?
low,
Remember?
because it's been developing longer.
No, the better bounce
Okay.
is going to be October 12th through October 23rd value area high. You have a bigger move.
This one is gonna yield a more momentum behind it. Like you said, you have something potentially stopping you here.
Yep.
If you come here, now you enter the value area of the previous 7-day balance. And what do you think? If the sellers become very aggressive, what do you think they want to do?
Slice
Push it
through
down.
that September value
The
area
POC.
low.
They're going to try to drive you to the lower value of the opposite of the value area. That means you're going to go to value area low, which would mean it's executing an 80% rule on a 7-day balance. It was a trick question. It's a hard concept to understand, and it's no right or wrong answer. Maybe the way I would trade it is a bounce here first. And then you can take this right here. I'll take these 50 points in a heartbeat. Right? If you dip here, and then even if you think about, if you think about the fibs, right? So if you add the fibs here, let me just add, not that way. I wish I could have 2 setups for fibs. Where's 2, 61.8. So 61.8 would be where?
Oh,
That value area high.
3750-ish.
3750-ish. This would be a really, like statistically and importance wise, it's a really good level for a bounce. So that's why I would like to play it first from here. If we dip here, that means the buyers are losing momentum. There's going to be a lot of buyers here because of this trend line, and the retailers follow that. So you can hopefully catch a move from 37.30, 37.50, 22 points, not too shabby, but I'd rather play this right here. Because look, resistance, you broke it, you came back, now you come back, we'll play it. This would be your first revisit of making a higher high. So now this tells me this demand is going to be important because you made a higher high here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, when I went to change my pants. Sorry.
Right. So now let's look at SVP real quick. Go to 30 minutes. And you guys know the rules, right? So what happens if you close above the D volume profile?
we bullish.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
What does the D volume profile suggest if you close above the 50%?
Bullish.
Acceptance.
If you close above it, there's a high chance you're going to continue higher tomorrow. And we did. We're back inside that range right now of the PD value area high, which hopefully they don't execute without us, right? Well, some of us might catch it tonight or now. But we're setting up for what, Rumi?
My favorite, 80% rule.
There you go. So 80% rule might be in play already right now. And then the POC is right here as well. I'm just gonna delete these fibs because it makes the chart. And now that'll be it, right? In terms of the levels, if you guys care to look at the weeklies, and just change this to the weekly 65 minutes. And you'll see where you are in terms of the ranges for the week, right? So previous week, obviously this is this the current week? No, it can't be. Something's wrong here. Oh, I was about to say something's not right. So here's your previous week, right? So you literally came back on the dot here and bounced off of the previous week value area high. Probably something that, you keep on it and use that. Okay. So now, there's a high chance you broke this level. You came back. If you want to make a higher low, you would need to bounce off the October level. Because if you go back to the previous week value area high and bounce from there, that'll be equal lows, right? So you're not really showing a lot of strength there. So that's something we'll watch. Obviously, you have the developing weekly here. It's still early in the week. So I wouldn't rely much on this by itself, but just know where this level is. And between this level, 38.20 opened up a skinny belly all the way to 38.56. So there's a high chance if you're able to break that, hold it, then we're going to this area here first, I would say. Any questions?
Yes, Shorty. I posted it in the chat, but I'll just ask as well. When you're
Okay.
charting PvP, you chose the 7 days to review. Since futures trade on a 6-day week, why not choose a 6-day chart?
Because the the whole concept of the 7 days, when you go back and back test it, if you go to 6 days, I'm not saying it's wrong to use, by no means. If you find success in 6-day balances, sure, then definitely use 6-day balances. When I looked at the charts and I looked at the rejection levels, they respected more in a 7-day balance than 6-day balance, or actually more than 5-day balance too.
Okay,
That's
that
the
was
main
all I was
reason.
wondering. I
Yeah.
was just curious because it was a 6-day trade week, and you're looking at
Correct.
7 days of trade data.
That's correct. Yep. Good point. Yep. Same way people don't know how to use 65-minute candles, right, to break it even. So good question. Huh. Would this be good here? Go up to here and then up to here. That's be ideal. And occasionally, just look at the visible range volume profile like this. You guys see what happens here now?
Skinny belly.
Hey, that looks real clear.
So once we break that level that we mentioned right here, there's a high probability they're going to go all the way to this level. 38.73 with this kind of protection starting early at 38.56. If you're able to somehow chew through this, good job, bulls, because you made it. And then just be ready for a smackdown. Yeah, because this is still, as much as people want to call it something else, this is still a bear flag. I mean, a major bear flag, like a bull, but huge bull bear flag here. You're still flagging. And here you just have a nice little channel up. That's about it. Okay. So any questions on ES? Is everybody clear how to trade it? If you're not, just say something. You should be good for tomorrow.
Please post your chart because
Yeah,
I
you
need to
guys
clean
have
up
that link.
mine when you're on
Yeah,
your Shorty's corner.
I
Thank
usually
you.
give my link there and you can just click on it and it should open up a chart every time, right?
Yeah. Okay, buddy. Yeah, because I need to clean up mine, man, and I need you from
Okay.
on the computer here.
NQ,
Thank
we
you.
don't have to start from scratch, right? So we have a lot of levels already on NQ. And honestly, almost played too perfectly on some of this stuff, guys. Rejection came back, did not retest all the way. Look at this. Look at the candles here in 15 minutes. So now, if you're to lose this level, let's say you lose this level here. This level right here becomes super easy short. And just pay attention and try to remember what I said. This becomes a piece of cake short right here. Take a look at 4 hours. Oh, see, do you guys see the difference between this and ES at all?
Not much.
I'll just say I'll wait for my payday on Friday. There's a big difference here.
Looks like NQ is actually making higher highs.
Great. What else?
Oh yeah. Hold on.
It's being rejected at the September value area, and ES is already in September value area.
Good job, Rumi. Look at this, guys. We are inside the Septembers on ES. We are looking for acceptance now. We are looking and knocking, but like, hey man, can we stay in here? While NQ, does everybody understand that, guys? Tech was ahead in terms of making higher highs, but ES is the one that got inside the September value area low. This one here, they're like, no covenant, doors closed, doors closed, doors closed. Look at these wicks. I'm on 4 hours. Here's your Ashi candles.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a high chance we're going to be pulling back 200 points from here. And is there any earnings that could do this? Hopefully you guys are getting these
Apple,
messages.
Google, Microsoft,
Big ones, yeah.
all of them.
I'm glad you guys are finding some sense up. Yeah, so this is, this is a setup here. They need to go over this level, guys. They really need it. Like, this is a big level now that they need to go over. And if they push this, if they're able to run this higher, what do you guys think? Where would I enter short here?
Run down POC.
Yeah, you have this rundown POC. And I think this POC is either, let me see, where did I grab this? Let me make sure. No, it's not that one. Needs to be this candle here because then you made higher highs. So it's this one right here. 1218. I think this POC was from here, correct? Most recent. So this shelf here is not bad. There's volume there. So I would mark both of these right here. What I like about this one is if it was to do something funky like reject here, let's say we dip to this level, then here, it could hit this almost perfectly here. But
The
this
Dow one
is,
is way inside.
say it again.
The Dow futures are like way inside that. Like
Value
I think
area?
it's what's explaining the S&P maybe. It's like
Yep.
really high.
I mean, you just made me write S&P here.
Sorry.
It's all good. So we have this. This is a big boy shelf here. So if they're able to slice through these, I don't think they're gonna run through this. Yeah, there's. I don't see us going over this level here. So this here, if you guys look right here, we dipped, then we accumulated and we hit this level. So this became a new base. This became a new low. This is where they accumulated. Even though this right here, when you guys look at it, a lot of volume happened, but this volume here that happened on the most recent run, you guys don't see as much volume here as you did prior. So that means it was offloaded lower. So it seemed like they were in a rush to sell here. So they accumulated and dumped it from here. Once we come back to this level, this is it's a really, really good short opportunity to get in.
That's your
We'll
version
just look.
POC.
Yep, that is correct. All right, let's see. Did not update this guy in a few days. I moved the wrong one. And this POC is also what? Anyone?
Which one, George? Shorty?
Right here, this one, the PD. This is a VPOC here.
V-Buck?
Yeah. So we can watch that one there. This is our PD value area high. Does anyone see a good setup here?
Go short once it breaks below PD value area high.
No, you don't go short when it breaks it. No.
Well,
You go
two
short on the
two
retest
VPOCs
after.
below is what I was thinking.
No. You said something wrong that can cause some trouble for you. Once you get inside, we want a couple of candles inside, rejection of PD value area high, and then you go to POC. They will retest here. They will come in here. You see these wicks? They will come here. They'll play a little bit here. 80% rule says you got to have a little bit of patience inside of the value area. You need to see the acceptance inside that area. So here we go. So this would be a really, really good setup for tomorrow. And then if you guys look at the, the ranges on the PVP, let me see just the weekly here.
I have a question, Shorty.
You're out of questions for today. Go ahead.
So it doesn't matter what value it is, as long as it comes out like it doesn't have to be the current value area. If it goes to another value, like let's say 2 days ago, and it goes out of that value area, comes back into that value area and accepts it, you can still play the 80% rule?
No, you're playing only based on previous day.
Only on previous day. Okay.
Correct. That's the 80% rule. It's only previous date, previous week, previous month. Or whatever, if you're using 7-day balance, you can use that as well.
I don't understand that.
Same thing.
Same
exact
what you just said.
Now look,
Previous week, previous month.
If I look at a volume profile on previous week and we drop here below value area low, we dropped, we came back, accepted it, never mind, accepted it here, and we held it. There's a high chance, there's an 80% probability they're going to push towards the value area high of this week. It should be 11.7. It doesn't mean you're going to push in a day because you're looking at a little bit more days. But this is the balance.
Okay. So the longer you look back, the longer you're looking forward, that's going to happen.
That's correct.
Okay. Thanks.
As anything, the more time it takes to develop, the same time it will take to do the opposite, right? Same idea.
Right.
After you finish with ES, Shorty, can you just sorry, after you finish with NQ, can you show your level on ES really quick for it to go higher? Thank you.
Where was this? And for me, so for some of you guys might be like, man, you have so many levels. What do you guys think these levels tell me? Do you guys think I just look at these levels as like entries and like exits? Does anyone look at it differently?
I mean, it tells you if you're in balance or not.
Yeah, that's the key. Remember, guys, this is the key. I translate all these charts to this simple concept right here. And then I see, like we checked earlier on ES, which balances, whether it's more important, which one has a more probable setup, right? And that's kind of what I'm looking at. Like for instance, now we are rejecting, we're rejecting the September value area low, right? You know, you're not liking this, right? So you're holding PD value area high. So in terms of trade perspective, could you have shorted this all the way to here? Yeah. Probably easy short. And you see your candles really never made higher high here. Lower high, lower high, lower high. So you would have been good on 10 minutes. I mean, I'm pretty sure 5 minutes, all lower highs. Maybe this one here would have given you some heart attacks. Some of y'all. And now you're bouncing here. So now, if you're not able to, let's say you come in the 50% of this move right here. If you get stuck and you're like, okay, well, let's see. If you get the 50% of the move here, right here, if you come to 11,450 and you reject it, probably not a bad setup for a short from the fibs perspective. And then once you dip below here, we know where you're headed. And that's a pretty good move here, I would say, right? You know, you're looking at about 70 points or so between here and here. That's pretty good range. And if you do that, you open up the doors, you know, for 140 points drop, which would be great. But let's see how they do and what they hold, right? So.
Shorty, if you're looking at a really good setup on the short side for NQ, does that make you lean more bearish on ES
Of
in
course,
terms of
yeah.
your two scenarios? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Especially considering what we know, what's coming this week in terms of earnings and whatnot. Yeah, definitely. And that's why I only chart NQ and kind of ES, right? Everything else that you have, right? If you're looking, you know, if you want to play Amazon, for instance, Amazon, I for a fact know it's coming up to a really good short level, and there's few reasons why. For instance, one is here. This is just somebody wants to play it tomorrow. Yeah, I would say 9 out of 10 times it's gonna reject right here. And it could be that, well, it has earnings, has earnings on Friday. Oh my God. This alone
Friday's
can
gonna be
literally,
fun.
I'm just thinking logically. I mean, the shipping costs went up, the gas went up. Everything was up for last quarter. Their margins, and they were already unprofitable quarter before. They have to be hurting a little bit. So yeah, this is pretty good. Let's just see, where is this? Yeah, this is a really, really, really good setup here. Because it, you know, the bearish momentum strength would be shown where? Anyone?
At the 38.2 projection there.
That's correct. Remember, if it retraces more, that means the bears are getting a little bit weaker. And you can check this, right? Just keep going to the left. Where did we reject last time? Did the body ever close above this 38.2?
It did
From
not.
here to here? No. Did it ever go here? And look at that. It did. And I remember this because I know everybody was buying calls right here. Every single person on Twitter, of course, was buying calls. So if the 38.2 breaks, then you can expect the 50% to be in play. And all you have to do is just monitor it tomorrow. You break over this, you have another, $5 to go up to the 61.8. And they could run it up into the earnings, right? I'm just looking at the daily candle here. Let me just hide this so you guys can see. What does this mean? This candle here in an uptrend that they're in right now? Is it bullish or bearish?
That's a volume, bearish volume anomaly, right? It's got less. It's got a red candle for one, and height of that volume bar is a lot less compared to the way the thing is.
Anyone else want to take a stab?
It looks bullish. The last candle, you mean?
Yeah, last candles is bullish or bearish?
Is that bearish?
That's bullish.
Bearish.
Call it
Hangman
bearish.
candle.
That's bearish. There shouldn't be a wick when it's going up.
This is a very bearish candle, guys. Especially when you're in a nice uptrend like this. This is a bearish candle. Yeah. And this here is the opposite, right? We're dipping lower, and then this candle worked the same way, just the opposite. So now you want to watch, and I'm pretty sure you can find some instances if you go through the chart a little bit, you can find that when, don't look at this guy here, but you can see that there's, candles sometimes, just a standalone candle telling you reversals and whatnot. So just pay attention to the chart, go through it and find them where they sit. There's a couple of them, like even some here that are telling you stories. Wasn't this like a fake one right here? You have a bullish harami, you have a nice inside candle followed by a hammer, inverted hammer, and then they literally dump it below. So that's why when you look at a single candle, it's not worth it, but you got to look at the whole trend, multiple candles, and see if it makes sense. And it took them almost 3 days to take this candle out here, the sellers right here at 119.55. Okay.
Would you consider any volume anomalies with the bars down there?
So if you measure the body, off of this one right here, 4%, you measure this one, 4.5. You have a lot less volume on this one than this one here, and you have a smaller body. So anomaly between these two, probably not. When I look at these candles, this kind of stick out to me, right? Then here, you have a little bit more volume. Body of the candle is smaller. Between these two candles, is there a volume anomaly? I would say yes. Right. There's some volume anomaly there. Obviously, you have a great green day, and then you got, I don't know, this giant red candle here, bearish engulfing that doesn't have any follow through, right? And now if you look at this, let's say on like a 3-day candle, it looks pretty good. We went higher over the previously, making a higher high on 3-day, right? And then the weekly here just looks just a little suspicious right now. Let's see. So if they're gonna run this would be the ideal spot. To look for a short. I would take a look at this. And I don't know if they're gonna, no, this might be a rejection just because the level. And this was their previous gap from earnings as well. So these are the levels that they can play for rejection, right? So I would watch this for tomorrow. And of course we have a nice little pattern here. And I think this shows up on pretty much every chart that I looked at.
So that's a rising wedge.
Yep.
Which gives you a short opportunity at that VPOC.
That's correct. That would be my ideal entry for tomorrow. They're able to break this. I would say if they break 121.8, because I wouldn't play obviously weeklies on this. If I was to play the earnings, I will not. I would probably buy something, like a month out, like December, November.
That's an ascending triangle.
True.
Can you look at ES again really quick and just tell us the level to go long above? Sorry.
I won't tell you that. I'll just show you my chart and you guys have to tell me.
Well, no, it was hard to see for people on mobile. That's why I'm asking.
It shouldn't be on mobile.
I mean, what, like a pullback to 37.49, you would want to go long. A pullback to 37.71, you would want to go long. Pullback to 37.90, you'd want to go long. On a retest on any of those levels. And then breaking above, you would want to go. I mean, would you say a
first
retest?
we need to break PD value area high to begin with, and they're struggling right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, would you take a retest of previous day value area high, or would you wait for October 3rd through 12th?
I would take my 20 points here.
Okay, so a retest of 38.06 and a retest of 38.20.
Correct.
Thank you.
But here you have an interesting setup right now. This is setting up to be like a pretty good short opportunity here while we're at it. We're gonna take one of these off. You guys get to see it live.
Order filled. Order filled.
And we're in. All right, guys. So let's see.
Order filled.
I hate that it does this shit nonstop. So that's ES. Any tickers you guys want?
Oxy.
Can you go Tesla?
You can look at Tessie. Well, I might as well Oxy so purple. Oh, because we're anticipating that around there. Well, I'm not gonna change this. I'm just gonna change the shading on it, Slabby. Shares or options?
Shares.
65.46. If you
Did
want
I hear
really
you
good
say?
value and you want to test your patience, 57.69. Not, when I add shares for like, I don't start adding full positions at any of these locations. So if I was to buy shares at 65, you do average dollar costing, right? I would buy, let's say 10K here or whatever your account is, 1K here, 1K here. And then if you see weakness, you would hold some money and buy some here. And then you get a nice little average. If you bought 1,000, usually what I do is I'll add more, obviously lower. So the average goes in my favor and I'm able to bring it from, upper standard deviation to kind of to the bottom. And that's what I did, for instance, with AMD, right? I started adding, I believe it was at 70 something, 78, added more, 60 something, then 57. Then I added below that as well, a little bit more.
And yeah, on AMD, you said today that it was a good range to buy in, right?
For me, yeah,
That it's
I think
in
it's,
the buying range.
yeah, AMD. I mean, look at it right now. There's a
Yeah.
lot of green volume here when you look at it, right? They're stepping up, they're rising. At some point, the selling climax is going to come to an end. If they're able to break the structure here, 66, this has potential to take off. Just remember, guys, in order for them to drive the price up, they need to accumulate. They need to have shares.
Yeah.
So they're doing a good job here. I'm in here as well, somewhere.
Okay. Let me see.
You went short, right?
On AMD.
No, on MES.
Oh yeah. I don't really have to look at it.
No,
But
I was
there
just
you go.
watching it.
Yeah, they're gonna do the 80% rule right now. There you go, $65. I like the 520 better. All right, what else we got? Coca-Cola, that's a good company. Well, they did accumulate here for a little bit. But this is also where they're entering. As you guys know, this would be the little skinny belly they're playing here. They're right in it. So you really need, if you want some confidence on this price action, you really need to go above 57.69. And if you grab VP from here to here, what do you guys see in that area? So on Coke
Sell off
particularly,
failure high.
yeah, you have a little bit of kind of volume missing here, right? And that's what this is representing. They're coming back to that level. So, this is your value area high, 57.54. If you see any weakness inside of this is a pretty good short here. If they show any, indecision where they want to go with the price, there's a high setup that they're going to probably go lower here. And then from FVP, perspective, the sell-off, the whole thing kind of, you can start probably from here to here. They want it to go higher. This is the level where they're probably going to look to sell, and it's not too far from there, right? So, and their earnings are tomorrow. Is it before market or after? I might be ready for this one actually to gamble a little bit. I don't like gambling.
Before, I think.
There before?
Yeah.
Okay, well we won't.
Yeah,
gamble.
the little sun when you scroll over the E. There's a little sun in the right corner there. That's pre-market. If it was night, it would be aftermarket.
Oh, well, thank you. I learned something new. That is good to know.
Nice one, TJ. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I had no idea that existed. Look,
Can you
man,
tell I've
that's why.
spent the last year looking at these charts? Because I've spent the last year looking at these charts.
Well, we have too, and we still didn't catch that. So.
Oh my god, that was good. Good one, TJ. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yep, there's good volume here.
TJ,
Right
can you
here.
repeat that?
Yeah, so here, if you have a sun here, when you click on the earnings, if it's sun, that means you're before market open, and then I would think you have a different. I guess they like to report before market open. I think UPS has coming up.
Yeah, it's
UPS
a
is
sun for
tomorrow morning.
pre-market and it's a moon for aftermarket.
Oh my god, UPS is tomorrow. Oh my god,
Yeah,
I'm
tomorrow
holding
morning.
these MES short. Because didn't FedEx get like destroyed?
Yeah, FedEx got destroyed.
They
UPS
got-
is going to get destroyed.
Guys, I don't know who's trading futures, but just giving you a hint. Ooh, this is looking mighty good. Yeah, this is. FedEx got destroyed on earnings, and they said a lot of issues. If I recall their earnings, didn't we read their report, or that was somebody else? Thought they had a lot of issues with supply chains and gas prices and whatnot.
Yeah, they brought down the market with their guidance.
Hey, Shorty, when you talk about trading futures, it's the actual futures, like either the regular or the MES. It's not futures options contracts, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That is correct.
So
look-
tomorrow too, man.
Say it again.
So Microsoft earnings tomorrow too.
Oh, I'm assuming that's after. That usually is after.
Yeah, I believe so.
That's a big earnings. There goes the opposite sign. It's just funny where Microsoft is. Do you guys need me to show you something? As I would call it, it's coming up something important.
Virgin POC.
Yeah.
Like
And that's a
Really
lot of
virgin
data
POC?
you pulled from too. I'm surprised it's so high up.
I did that for a reason. I'm glad you caught. Guys, I pulled all of this right here, including this big old candle. Just imagine if I shift this little guy here and go to the, where the balance stopped. Guys, there was a little bit of volume that was done here. A little bit of damage in that area. I wonder if I shift it all the way to current, what happens? Okay.
So with those fixed range profiles, if you don't extend it one candle beyond what you're trying to grab, it doesn't grab that last candle you're actually on usually.
I'm not sure I follow.
So where you've got it marked is on that downtrend candle on the bottom.
This
but
one?
the data is actually pulling from the left one tick.
Oh, okay.
It's not including that candle. You need to go one more right to include that particular candle in the data that you're observing.
Oh, so the current candle you pick on, it doesn't get included.
Yeah, it basically excludes the last selection.
No, well, even better here. Look at the strength of this POC then. We'll add this one guy. We'll give them this one here as well. How about this one? Nothing changes.
I'd
there.
say
There's
go one more. Go one more so that it actually takes that big one into consideration, and there it goes. There it drops.
There it goes. It shifts it. I'll trust this guys. I'll trust these guys here. Let's see tomorrow. This would be a good test for you guys to take a note of tomorrow of this level. So NQ gained some momentum, hence the push right here. Let's see. This is the moment of truth for NQ here. And this is also something I would take short right now. Trying to break this. All right, what else do you guys have? Any other tickers?
Also, I'll mention Tesla.
Tesla. Did it break 200 up to the upside? Oh, wow. Well, God almighty, it bounced off the older levels it needed to bounce. I remember this level. I remember that level when we charged it.
They're doing super huggy.
If anyone
Oh, we are? I
cares,
didn't know we were.
this is a really good short here. This is where I would go short. You can put your stop loss slightly above this area here. This is a swing play, not a day play, but they've been accumulating here for some time, almost a month now. And we said it needs to go here, 180 and then 154. That's the target. Look at this volume candle here and look at the body. Makes sense. So it's a pretty big volume anomaly when this body of this candle is bigger than this one here.
Yeah, true. Pray for Austin and Kevin. Brandon, have a good day at school tomorrow. I pray for Miss C.
Makari, you've got a hot mic.
I really don't care about your sex life, Macari.
Damn.
Yeah, so I would look for a short here if you show any weakness, and then you could even grab this accumulation here that they had and see where they are. If they dip below this level in value area high, which is like 211, call it 211, high chance they go back to 206. Can't believe they bounced right off that shelf level to a penny. That was good. We filled the gap, yeah. Filled the gap all the way. All right, what else you guys got? Any other setups? Yeah,
Shorty, I was kind of looking at USDX when you get a chance.
$1?
I was looking at it on the daily, and it looks like it's riding a trend. But it looks like it's about to fail, in my opinion.
Why do you say that?
On my chart, let me see where I started it. I drew a line from. Wait. My chart's acting up, but when I looked at it on the daily, it looked like it's kind of like in this like it's in an uptrend, but it looks like it's like that's pretty much what I drew.
Mm-hmm.
And then I drew a like from the top to the bottom, so it kind of looks like I wouldn't really say like it's kind of going into like a triangle formation at the top.
Yeah, it has a symmetrical triangle on top, correct? That's right. I just don't see us relaxing on $1 yet. We might drop to $100, but I think we're not gonna stop just yet. So I have a down candle. You had this down candle before as well. Man, why is this freaking candle? So if you're able to break below this level here, 111.576, that would confirm that they have some selling volume. But you see here that no candle ever closed below this since September 19th, or call it September 12th. So this level is fairly important tomorrow. I would definitely watch this, yeah. And then if you look at it on the bigger time frames, right? If you guys think this is a big run, you should look up what happened in this period and who was the chairman at this time. Does anyone know? Fed? Who traded during this time? Anyone?
Wasn't that like the first? No, never mind. I was gonna say Clinton. But no,
That's Volker. Isn't that the guy that they compare to?
Yeah.
that's before.
Yeah.
I was gonna say before Reagan.
Yeah, he was the most aggressive chairman we had. He did a lot of increases. The rates were super high. And a lot of people believe that we should follow the same principle instead of, Bernanke's concept of depth and consumption here. But let's see.
But the
money
debt
won't
wasn't
fix
as
the
much though.
I'm sorry?
The debt wasn't as much as it is back then.
No, it wasn't.
correct?
Yeah, so he was able
Yeah.
to do a lot more.
So yeah, I don't know how Powell would follow that, but
He can't right now. A lot of their
Yeah.
hands are tied right now. They have to let it play out. They have to let free market take over now, and then they'll have to figure out what they do with balance sheet, right? Because that's a bigger problem than the interest rate. You drop the balance sheet, you're gonna drop all the inflation there is within 2 months because everybody's gonna be fired. Yep, no, this is good to look on DXY. I would keep an eye on TLT. If you guys look at 6 months on TL. So the 20-year bonds, right, is pretty much at like, what is this, like 2011, below 2011 low here. So, and it was as high as, 180 here. And if the stock market's doing bad, where do you guys think money goes usually?
the bonds.
The bonds.
Yeah.
Are
Money
people
goes-
not buying bonds though? Why do they keep going
Well,
higher?
a lot of hedge funds been buying bonds. If you guys look at them, like the macro data of the bonds, they've been buying bonds. I mean, it's the same thing to say like this, right? I mean, I hate bringing up same charts over and over, but everybody, you guys don't think everybody was afraid to buy negative contracts? Right? So yeah, same thing here. I think TLT leaps would do well, or would do just great in a long-term portfolio. And it'd be a
Yeah,
good hedge.
Looks like they really like this area that's in too.
Surprising, right? So how would I find what the level is?
Well, you would take the fixed volume profile across the accumulation.
Well, let's see, where's that? Oh, come on. Coming close to it. So you should monitor this tomorrow along with the DXY and add. Something gonna happen at this level here. I drew a box here, but great. This is pretty nuts. Here's your 4 hours. Ashy candles.
Looks like
I
a
would think there's
waterfall. Looks like
I
a
think there's a
freaking
bounce coming.
waterfall.
I'll look for some leaps tomorrow on bonds.
If I was a firm, I'd buy bonds. It's guaranteed rate.
Well, unless
But-
government declare some bankruptcies. Which I don't think we would, but
I forgot that can happen.
can't print
But-
money forever.
Yeah.
So this is not a bad level for a bounce here, just FYI.
Do you have bonds?
I don't have any bonds right now, no.
Oh, okay.
My 401k, I play only stocks when my brokerage allowed. I was able to grow it exponentially using brokerage link.
Kind of curious now how TLT would look with the clouds. If well, I mean, we're probably. I don't know if that's like going off topic, but
I can send a
No,
picture in the
take a look.
chat.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
perfect.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
You will have to look at quarterly
Ah.
levels and monthlies.
Yeah, I'll send all of it.
I'm also looking. I wrote in the messages. Okay, well, I had some levels here. I'm looking at Ryzen slowly to see if I can potentially add some shares here soon. They pay pretty good dividends, you know. So if you guys like dividends in your portfolio, it's something you guys might want to take a look at this stock and see how well they did. But here we are holding this 43.34. So if we come back to this level, pretty sure that we're going to take a run here. And now you're getting at a fairly good discount out of the value area. And that
Companies that's ready.
This is Ryzen. You know, at least if they push it back to 43, it's about $8 on it. So, and right now, if this is our P-shaped volume profile, what does this become? Anyone?
The low volume node that sends it up.
Supply
That's
zone.
correct.
It's a demand zone.
This is your buy zone on P-shapes, guys.
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But when you trade P-shapes, remember, your P-shaped here, you want to use high volume nodes on it. High volume node, you want to be going here, and you see here for the intraday high volume node, once it was reclaimed, retested, went long. So you want to be looking for the nodes like this one right here. If you take a look at it, you know, they reclaimed it, boom. Then they were able to drop it, and you see that this second highest volume node on the chart is what? See the
Below
level
it.
it came right there, it bounced. Remember, I'm on the bigger picture right here. I'm on the weekly, and it's P-shaped right here. So, and even if I wanted to grab this, you know, further right, we could definitely do that. It will just shift it a little bit. There's the value area, got shifted, and look at this now volume node. And if this breaks, obviously I would say that there's potentially a volume node somewhere around here, because you look at this volume here. So you have this one, another one in here with a little skinny belly. And here's the next big one here. So if
Shorty.
I start adding at 35, high chance I can also add at 30s.
Shorty, would you mind
Yeah.
popping that up on your screen? The clouds. I'll go over what's what.
Oh,
So the
Yep.
top left is 4 hour, then top right is going to be the weekly or daily. Bottom, I'm sorry, top left 4 hour, top right daily, bottom left weekly, monthly, and then quarter.
Yep, it says it right here. Week.
Oh, sorry.
month.
Yeah. Duh.
I mean, this is extreme. You almost might have to put the bottom right on the yearly. That's insane.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know when's the last time that this happened on the bonds, where it was outside of all four major clouds. I really don't recall that.
Oh, yearly bottom is at 75, but I'll send a picture really quick so people can see it.
That's a really big level though.
There's the yearly.
Yeah, that's unfortunately we still have a little bit to go if they want it, and you guys see that yearly clouds closed even with this sell-off. So for a lot of you guys that are new, you will get a reaction at 75.1. If you don't get it anywhere else now, that 75.1 will be a major reaction. And then if you look at this, right? So the only one that's reclaimed here is actually 4 hours, and there's something setting up on 4 hours that's actually really, really bullish. So if they're setting up a bullish money shot here on the, you know, you have the 4 hour mid, which is about $94, and then you have the top at 80.95 or so. And then if you look at the bottom, which is our, I guess this is the weekly cloud, the daily cloud's at 96. So there's about $4 move that can happen on the bonds. And if the bonds start moving up, what do you guys think it's gonna start doing to the stock market?
Down.
Push it down.
Yeah, there's gonna be an outflow in equities and inflow in the bonds, so the money's going out. So I would watch this tomorrow, right? Especially this level here on 4 hours, and maybe he can send it to you guys, or just look at the, actually 4 hours on TV is different. Yep. So for me personally, right, this is not advice for anyone. None of this is, it's just more educational. I like to buy stuff on the bottom, and obviously we're outside of all of these clouds besides the yearly, which, man, if you go on that chart on yearly and go to the monthly candles, see the last time we were in the bottom, Drew.
Sure. I just noticed though the 4 hours closed. And I'm sorry, you wanted me to go on
The bottom?
Yeah, the 4
The
hour
bottom is closed?
Yeah, look at it. Or am I looking at it wrong? It looks like it's
No, it
darker.
is. It's closed. No, it's closed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably gonna be a run tomorrow.
And yeah.
So it's closed and you're inside it.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
it's the easy money, guys. Tomorrow is easy money on this for me personally. So we should probably look at this tomorrow.
it's like
How far out would you look on that, Shorty?
For 4 hours, it's like weeklies. We can make this range from bottom to the top within a couple of days. And if you look here, he's on 4 hours. See this 4 hours literally probably was somewhere around here on the top, very close to the top, right? My point is 4 hours is intraday level.
I'm sorry, you wanted me to zoom out and see what the last time it was outside of the quarterly clouds?
Yearly.
Yearly.
Yearly
Okay.
on the monthly candles. Yeah.
Sure.
It had to have been a very long time.
I don't even have monthly candles. Hang on one second.
Gotta have monthly candles.
I mean, I do it on TradingView. I don't do it here.
What is MUB, Richie? What is that?
Oh, the clouds don't even go back, Shorty.
Potentially, yeah. Depends when they came alive.
Here.
1984.
No, it's. I'll show you. It's not going back.
Let me see. TLT. Well, 2003 is when it was added. So
Yeah, so those.
you won't have a lot of data.
Yeah, it's the yearly cloud is like nothing.
Yeah.
You see it?
Let me look. I'll take a look at your time frame that you selected on the monthly there.
Max.
Like monthly what?
Max.
Oh, max. Okay. Yeah.
So
maybe your computer's weak.
No, it's not. This is the first time that it's outside of the quarterly cloud.
Yep. No, it's a big level, guys. This is pretty big stuff when it pops out of these clouds. And for me, this is pretty good. What's the corporate bonds ticker? Is it LQBD or
Look,
what's it called?
there's the quarterly cloud, Shorty.
Yeah, see that's pretty rare. And there was a nice indication of a sell-off right there. Cloud closed, it came back for a bullish bearish money shot. Poof. All right. What do we do on MES? My God, guys, I'm losing $60 right now.
Where's your stop loss?
165, right above the sell-off POC right here. 38, 10, 25. Yeah. So that means we got back inside. Yes. Nope.
Where were you
Well,
taking
it's our
profit?
first retest.
Oh, never.
On the bottom of PD value area low. It's more of a swing. If I wake up and Visa does bad, and
37.71.
yeah. So I'm 37.76. And if they do come up here, and if I was to grab this right here, no, just pay attention. What is happening in the green area called FVG? What is it?
Value area high.
There's no volume. Yeah,
Oh
there's
yeah,
no
the
volume.
skinny belly. Yeah.
People just call it different names, same shit. All right. I think that's it, guys. We'll be live tomorrow. We'll see what we can do. I think most of us had a pretty good day today. A lot of stuff paid well. I think we got smoked on 37.30s. And well, I didn't play heavy on 37.10s.
You did. I got
So-
smoked on 37.50s. 30s, yeah.
Yeah, 30s.
Not
yeah.
much. Not much about,
We were
about
up at
90
one
bucks.
point, but yeah, I could have taken
Yeah.
profits.
No,
But this
I
right here
waited a
is
little bit to
so
see if
far
we'd
pretty
go.
good supply.
Yeah, I waited a little bit to see if we'd go back down, but no.
All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be live again.
Thanks a lot, Shorty.
Thanks, Shorty.
See you guys.
Shorty.
Take care, guys. Have a good night.